Good morning, guys. This is View from the Pew. It is April 28th. Tuesday, I said it was August the 26th, but that was April 26th. It's April the 28th, 2022, and we're looking at the commands of Christ in the Gospel of John. Now, we're going to look at a implied command today that I see in the passage. Maybe you won't see it, but this is what I see. Tuesday, we looked at the command that Jesus gave to Peter to put your sword in your sheath. But then Jesus is arrested. Now, the commands are going to be few and far between from this point forward. But I'm looking at the actions of Peter, and I'm looking at the actions of John as well. Because John, the one who wrote this, is going to be closer physically to Jesus than Peter is. But because Peter is following Jesus, but just far enough away that people can question whether or not he's a Christian, I think that's where our command needs to be. And here's how I would phrase it. If you're going to follow Jesus, follow him closely. If you're going to follow Jesus, follow him closely, no matter what the consequences. And I don't know if I want to share all of what's going to go on here, but I can share a little bit. And I'm looking at Peter. And let's just take it from verse 15 of John 18. It said, "And Simon Peter followed Jesus, and so did another disciple. Now that disciple was known to the high priest and went with Jesus into the courtyard of the high priest. But Peter stood at the door outside. Then the other disciple, who was known to the high priest, went out and spoke to her, who kept the door, and brought Peter in. Then the servant girl who kept the door said to Peter, 'You're not also one of this man's disciples, are you?' And Peter said, 'I am not.'" So, you call yourself a Christian? How closely are you following Jesus? That doesn't mean you're not a believer. That doesn't mean you're not a follower. But if your actions bring questions to others about whether or not you're a Christian, then your actions probably need to change. People ought to know beyond a shadow of a doubt we are a faithful follower of Jesus Christ. Don't be a Peter, be a John. Be willing to go to the hard places with Jesus. Be willing to go to the uncomfortable places with Jesus, or you might find your faith questioned, and you may make some wrong choices in the end. Now, we'll get to the end of John, and we'll see Jesus redeem Peter. But just remember this. Peter didn't need redeeming, except for the fact that he chose to follow Jesus farther away than he could have. So follow Jesus closely. Follow Jesus closely. One of his first commands that he gives his followers in the beginning of the Gospel of Matthew, when he says, "Follow me, come follow me." That word's an adverb. It literally means come here, come here. Get close to Jesus. Stay close to Jesus. So there's no question that you are a follower of Jesus. And let's be faithful followers of Jesus today. God bless.